Hello everybody, Kip Teitsort here with Chronicles of a Culture Changer from DT4EMS. And what I want to do today is clarify some things that I posted recently on social media so that I make sure everybody is on the same page with what's coming from me. Now, what I'm going to address right now is patient satisfaction and patient safety. Well, here's my comment about this. There is so much focus on patient satisfaction and patient safety that it seems like a lot of the provider satisfaction and the provider safety is disappearing. Where I have a theory that I believe if you focused on provider safety and provider satisfaction, your end result would end up being better patient satisfaction and better patient safety. It would automatically increase because we were paying attention to the people we needed to be paying attention to. So let me give you an example. So let's talk about why I feel there's a danger with a lot of these patient satisfaction scores. Well, if hospitals and doctors' offices and EMS and all these people are relying on patient satisfaction scores to get their raise, what ends up happening is, this is my personal belief, and again, I'm saying things that a lot of people know to be true. I'm just this person that's saying them. The danger with some of these patient satisfaction scores, if we're doing these things, it seems like that's how some of these pill mills get started. Meaning, people keep showing up to a certain doctor or a certain ED because they know they're going to get medicines. And then that's how the patient scores get affected. Well, here's an issue with that. Let's say, for instance, a hospital or a provider or even an EMS provider ahead of time has given a med seeker meds just to solve the problem at that moment. And flash forward. Now, another provider that shows up dealing with this same person who is a med seeker refuses now because they realize this person is a med seeker to give any medicine. Now we have the possible assaultive situation taking place. The person becomes very aggressive towards the provider because they're not getting what they wanted, which was the narcotics. So let me give you a personal example. I'm moonlighting on the ambulance one day, and this wasn't that long ago. Obviously, it was before we moved to Georgia. But I'm working on the ambulance, and we go to pick up a guy. Within the first few minutes, I realize he is a med seeker. His entire assessment, the primary, the secondary, everything tells me this guy is a med seeker. Well, I keep changing the subject every time he asks for some pain meds. This is the 10 on 10 scale guy when his skin is, definitely not saying there's a problem, his heart rate's, blood pressure, blah, blah. The guy I'm talking about. Anyway, so during transport, he's asking numerous times, and I keep changing the subject on him and trying to talk about other things. And every time I change the subject, he does well. We have a conversation. I'm being overly nice. I'm killing him with kindness, so to speak. But I won't give him any pain meds. So I turn him over to the ED, give my report, do all the other sort of stuff. And when we clean up the truck and we're leaving, my partner turns to me and she says, "Why were you so nice to that guy?" I said, "Well, that's my job." And she's like, "But now we're going to have to pick him up all the time." And I was like, "That's our job." However, look at it like this from my safety standpoint. If I keep telling you, those of you that watch the Chronicles of a Culture Changer, that we're training you for 4 areas: mind, street, media, and courtroom. So if we're training for all 4 areas, let's say, for instance, I'm being how I was with this guy, and he decides to attack me, and I defend myself. When they if this goes to court, because I would pursue criminal charges, I would have defended myself reasonably, all those other things that we talk about. But when my partner would be called to testify, and if the jury was able to hear when she was asked, "Well, what was going on in the back of the truck?" And she says, "Well, Kip was being super nice to this guy, and he kept talking to him, and he was complimenting him on this or that, or he kept changing the subject every time the guy was asking for a pain med." So what the jury or the judge would hear is that Kip was being overly kind, was using great customer service, was being polite when the dude decided to attack. But here's the interesting thing. He didn't attack me. He didn't attack me because I was being professional. I was being polite. But I would just say, "Look, with what I see, I can't, give you any meds right now. Now, maybe somebody else might be able to. I don't know, but I can't." So the trick is this. What I'm asking you to do is really, if we start understanding that we have all together created this monster that we're in with the way pre-hospital and ED staff are treated, maybe then, once we address all the underlying issues, we'll be able to change this and make it safer for us in the future and safer for those that follow us. And that's what I mean by changing our culture is actually protecting our future, not just ours, but for all those that follow us. What if your children decide they want to get into emergency nursing or become an emergency room doctor, or your children decide they want to be a paramedic, a firefighter, an EMT, whatever it may be? And if we don't make it better for them, what good are we? So anyway, I'm Kip Teitsort. This is Chronicles of a Culture Changer, and a brief discussion of how patient satisfaction scores and patient safety may actually be affecting staff satisfaction and staff safety. See you soon.